Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, scholars and dignitaries, welcome to another episode. Welcome to my world. No, not this. So, I've lived a long and productive life, and I've seen so many things that nothing shocks me anymore, or so I thought. But just when I think I have life all figured out, up pops another conundrum, and I have to begin my review of humanity all over again. Benjamin Franklin once said, "In this world, nothing can be left to be certain except death and taxes. Everything else is wide open," but even Benjamin Franklin wasn't prepared for this. And in today's society, one thing is certain: everything changes. We have lost our respect for life itself, and depravity is growing in new ways, shapes, and sizes. And in today's society, nothing is sacred. Well, cannibalism, that's right, cannibalism, was practiced from prehistoric times right up and into the 19th century, and perhaps right up to this very day in some isolated South Pacific and African cultures. According to an article in the Smithsonian, there are several tribes that may still eat human flesh, including at least one tribe, the Koroi, in Indonesian New Guinea, that still actively practice cannibalism today. And as an aside, an interesting note is that Michael Rockefeller, a son of former New York State Governor Nelson Rockefeller, mysteriously disappeared in 1961 while collecting artifacts from a Papuan tribe, and his body was never found. And locally, we had a man who was arrested and convicted of both murder and cannibalism. But in this case, he suffered serious, chronic, and persistent mental illness. Everyone thought cannibalism had died out, as it should have, and any thought or mention of cannibalism for any reason or any promotion thereof is disturbing. It is disturbing beyond belief. It is both inhumane and inhuman. So, allegedly, and I want to make this clear, allegedly, a Swedish professor speaking at a Stockholm conference offered an unusual tactic in combating the threat of diminishing food supply with the growth in the world's population: eating human flesh. Stockholm School of Economics professor and researcher Magnus Soderlund reportedly said he believes that eating human meat derived from dead bodies might be able to help save the human race. He reportedly stated that this is one way to save us, and claims that this would be possible if only a world society were to awaken to the idea. His argument for human cannibalism was during a panel talk called "Can You Imagine Eating Human Flesh?" at the Gastro Summit, a summit on food of the future in Stockholm in September 2019. He said that conservative taboos against cannibalism can change over time if people simply tried eating human flesh. He discussed how people's resistance to it is a problem that could be overcome little by little just by beginning with persuading people to just taste it. He said that since food sources will be scarce in the future, people must be introduced to eating things that they have thus far considered disgusting, among them human flesh, and that taboos against cannibalism would change if only people were awakened to the idea and simply tried human flesh. Just take a little bite. Think this is nonsense? One author who spent time with a cannibal tribe in West Africa in the 1920s said it tastes, quote, like fully developed veal. In 1991, an Egyptian-born woman said that it was, quote, so sweet. And a German in 2002 ate portions of a man and said it's, quote, like pork. It tastes quite good. And one man in 2018, reportedly after his foot was amputated following an accident, was allowed to keep it, upon which he invited friends over for dinner, which included meat from his foot. Their assessment of the flavor? Beefy. I guess it puts a whole new slant to the phrase, finger licking good. By the way, as the coronavirus came from eating bats, there are many such diseases from eating other animals, including human tissue. There is even a disease called kuru that comes from eating contaminated and infected human tissue. It's known as the laughing death and is a disease of the nervous system that causes physiological and neurological effects, which ultimately leads to death. This is so wrong in so many ways. Well, maybe, just maybe, the vegans have it right. And if given that choice, I, for one, am going totally plant-based. Hey, stay safe, stay well, and God bless.